We're here to prove it's possible, not just for us, but for every woman brave enough to go for more. We believe success is sweeter when it's shared, and that your next level comes faster when you're surrounded by women who truly get it. This episode is brought to you by the Ultimate Girls Trip Business Mastermind Retreat, where big goals, belly laughs, and bold action all belong in the same room. Welcome back. Today we are chatting about the things that rich girls do not do. Jamie,
Yeah.
take it away.
Okay, so I thought this fun series could be just like a little off the cuff, like rich girls don't. So I'll start.
All right.
Rich girls don't wait for retirement to travel or the perfect time or, in
Yes.
5 years, I'm going to do my traveling. Rich
Yes.
girls travel now because they have the energy for it, because there's so many lessons that are learned during travel. They want to. They have time freedom. That's what rich girls do. They do it in the moment and they don't wait for the perfect time.
I so agree with this because I do feel like that's like a blocker. I think if you've got all this big long bucket list that you're going to tackle one day, but
Mhm.
today you change nothing to get towards that bucket list, and you don't even take the weekend away to Banff. Like if that's all you've got the money for, or like, you know what I mean? For me, it's Banff because that's an hour and a half away. But you don't go to the like that you think is really pretty and a nice 2 nights away, 1 night away, whatever. You don't treat yourself along the way. We are like living life now. And before you know it, you'll be 60 years old, 70 years old, 80 years old, and you'll be like, oh, I ended up getting cancer. So now I can't travel because I can't get health insurance. And you literally miss the journey of all of this.
Yeah.
Like you're doing this for your life now, not
Mhm.
for someday.
Yeah, it's the old saying, like happiness is not a destination, it's the
It's not.
journey. And you
That's
can't
very,
wait
very true.
for someday. When I first met Ray, he believed, like wholeheartedly, that airplane travel was for the rich.
Really?
He couldn't possibly hop on an airplane because that was reserved for, like, you know, the
Yeah.
rich, the elites of the world. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, to the point where he lived a 30 something hour drive away from where his family was, and he would drive it. He would
What?
drive versus fly across
I think
Canada.
honestly though, I think that's a lot of men. Like when I met Darren, he took a lot of trips, but they were like fancy fishing trips. But he drove to them for sure. They were not like long, they were far away because like Canada's a huge place, but like he would absolutely not take a plane to get there. And
Yeah, and
so
like the
maybe
crazy
that's
thing is
just
that like the amount of gas money that it
yeah.
takes to get across
Yes,
the country costs more than the plane ticket. So it's like it's such
exactly.
a but it is the proof that when you have this holdback or this money block, or you've
Or just
got
the
like
thought that planes are for.
preconceived notions about
Yeah.
something, it can really change who you are. So for me,
Yeah.
rich girls don't wait. They don't
Nope,
wait to
I agree.
travel. They do it in the moment when they want to. Okay,
Yep,
what's
I
yours?
agree. Rich girls do not tie their self-worth and their ability to do the next big thing to the outcome of the last thing. And I know that this is very, very hard, but it is a skill that we all have to learn and master. Is that, for instance, if I put a proposal out there, I have to literally press send and say, if I get it, it's meant to be. If I don't get it, zero feelings are hurt. I move on to the next. There's a million more clients in the world. And truth be told, I know it's the universe having my back. If I don't get that client, they weren't meant to be. They're not my client. And I don't even literally think about it again. Once I send it, I'm like, oh God, I forgot to follow up with that person. Like, and sometimes I'll remember to follow up and I'll be like, hey, not sure if you read my proposal or even received it. I just wanted to check in like a week later or something. And they'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I forgot all about it, but I do want to do it. And then sometimes they're like, no, I picked somebody else. And I'm like, great. I wish you luck. If you ever need a hand in the future, let me know. And like, I send all of those with genuine happiness for them that they found the person that's the right match for them.
And I am here to tell you, your ability to hear no and how well you take that is directly proportional
Mm-hmm.
to how much income you earn.
Exactly.
Hearing no needs to become so second nature to you that you have
Exactly.
zero emotion tied up in it, that you're like, oh, great, wonderful. Like exactly what you're saying is that, like you don't care one way or another. You don't have an emotion, you don't have an outcome that needs to happen for you to be like, okay, I feel
Well,
good about that.
yeah,
If it's a
and
no, then it's not right. And if it's a yes, great,
exactly.
well, let's do this. But
Well, and with the name of this podcast, Proof It's Possible, I've had enough proof that the ones that you're like, well, I do it for less if you're interested, or you talk in, you make sure you do the side door deal.
yeah.
They are not worth it. They should have went the direction they wanted to go, got the service they were willing to pay for, and then they could have came back to you and paid you your price if they didn't get what they wanted, because they become your hardest client, they become your longest client, they become the one that you didn't make any money because you traded way too much time for it.
Mhm.
So you have to also believe it in your gut. You can't just say it. You have to truly, truly be like, "Oh, good, they found the right person. And it wasn't me, and that's
Totally.
okay."
Yep. Okay, my next one, rich girls don't manifest but not move. So, what I mean
Yeah.
by that is that, like, you're dreaming of your income goals, you're dreaming of your business, you're manifesting it, you're praying for it, you're thinking about it, you're envisioning what it would
Making
feel like to
lists.
own it,
Yeah.
but you don't take any action to get there.
Mhm.
That's something rich girls do not do. They do the opposite and they take action. They manifest and they take action because both are necessary in order to have a successful business. I don't believe that pure manifestation will get you where you need to be. There has to be action associated with it, and there has to be risk. I'm telling you, there has to be some kind of risk associated to doing the thing, or else you just won't do it. Like you might start it, but unless you got skin in the game, whether that's financial or your reputation's on the line or you made a promise to yourself, a promise to your friend,
Whatever.
whatever that looks like, you got to have some skin in the game and you have to take daily action or weekly action or action of any kind. You can't just sit there and think about your dreams. You actually have to move.
I agree. And one more point to that is that the universe loves speed.
Oh my
When
gosh.
I have an idea that I'm excited about, I act on it fast. I
Mm-hmm.
will like, you know, design the logo on Canva the same night that I think of it. And or I'll start writing out the course that I want to make next for our Rich Girls Course Club, because I'm not willing to sit on it for weeks and months and years, because the things that I put off, they're literally sitting and they're years old and they
Well, and
never
they
will come to
die.
life. Yeah, they die.
They are a train in motion that has now
Yep.
stopped, and it's impossible to get going again.
Exactly. So move quickly.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Rich girls do not have desperate energy in any area of their life.
It's true.
I am watching Love is Blind right now. And if this show can teach you anything about life, it's about your energy. And you can have, I don't care if you're dating, I don't care if you are making new friends or meeting the new parents on your kids' sports team, or if you are trying to get clients. It doesn't matter what area of your life you're talking about. If you have that pick me energy versus that self-assured, it will work if it works, it will not, we will not be friends if we will not be friends, this isn't the right guy for me if he breaks up with me, chasing somebody, chasing anything, it stinks. It's such a bad quality. And one of the girls on Love is Blind, I forget the exact term that she used, but it was so funny. No, I don't forget, I know exactly what she said. She's like, me and my friends, we get really offended. I thought it was hilarious because it's true. She's like, we get really offended. We're like, why are we letting these medium ugly guys break up with us? Like in the real world, that's what they were talking about. And I'm like, because you started dating the medium ugly guy and let him have all the control.
Yeah.
That was the mistake. It's not that he's better than you, it's that you let him position himself that he was better than you. And so he got to feel like the leader of the pack, and it wasn't like whether you'd like to go on another date with him. He knew you would. And so he was like, yeah, she's just chasing me and I don't need to put up with this. Meanwhile, he's a medium ugly. And I thought it was hilarious that she called the guy a medium ugly because I just thought that's like such a funny way to describe. But it's
Hilarious.
clients. We have medium ugly clients where we're like, this has got red flags all over it, but I'm going to still get it because I just want to make money or I want to get a client to, tick the box that I did it. And it's like, no, actually, if the client's not doesn't feel good, you shouldn't say yes. And then the universe will be
100%.
like, girl, you know what you want.
And I think desperate energy enters the room before you do. Like,
It does.
if you're giving off that, like, I need a sale today,
Yeah.
that desperate energy, or like, I hope everyone likes my products, or
Yeah.
like,
Or like, I mean, even with clothes, I always think you can look around a restaurant or a room or a party and you can tell who loves their outfit, who feels amazing, who's casually chatting, holding their drink, whatever, having a great time, totally engrossed in the actual moment of the conversation they're in, versus the person that's like, I'm uncomfortable in my outfit. I don't think this looks good, pulls down their shirt, constantly adjusting their sleeves, looking down and being like, oh, where are my hands? Just like fidgeting, they have different energy than the person that's totally relaxed. They're haven't thought about their outfit since they looked in the mirror on their way out the door and won't think about it again until the next time they put that dress on.
yeah.
You know?
Have you ever like convinced a friend that she looks the bomb in an outfit because she really
Hmm.
needed a new outfit for her date
Yeah.
or for her work event or whatever the situation was? And then she shows up at the thing and you're like, but why are you? Yeah, it just doesn't look that good because she doesn't feel that good in it.
Exactly.
That's the desperate energy. You wanted it so badly for her, but she's not feeling good about it.
No.
And now she's thinking to herself, like, oh, I wonder if it's enough. Is it too low cut? Is it too revealing? She's got that desperate, unconfident energy. So
When I dress like
1000
you, like when I get influenced by you, because you love like color and bright patterns and crazy things and,
flowers.
flowers and all that. And I'm like, oh, this is a cute dress. Like Jay will like it. I'm gonna get it. I wear it and I'm like, Jesus, I look like an idiot today. This doesn't feel like me. It is totally not, it's flowery. It's not my style at all. And like you'll even say, like, oh, I love your dress. And I'm like, do you though? Like, oh, this thing.
Hmm.
Such a foolish outfit. But it's because it's not my style. And it doesn't matter if it's a nice dress. If I'm not wearing it with confidence, it doesn't look as good.
Absolutely. Desperate energy, it reeks.
It reeks. So don't do it.
Okay, my next one is rich girls don't put themselves last or forget to put themselves on the list at all. And what I mean by
Yeah,
that is like, I mean, we're all guilty of it, but doing for other people, giving to our clients, and not checking in with yourself to be like, does this actually work for me though? Do I actually want to do this? Or even more in your like family unit, for me, it's like sometimes I'll buy the red grapes because I know that's what the kids like. But it's like if I like the green grapes, every once in a while I should get to buy the green grapes, and I
totally.
do. That's a silly example, but it's
Yeah.
just making everything great for everybody else, but forgetting that like sometimes it matters what you want to.
Yes,
You know?
absolutely. For sure. And I think it's the curse of entrepreneurial moms the most
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's so, I mean, being a mom is a selfless job and it's a hard job and it's a job that, you want to do for your kids and your family and you want your kids to be so loved and all the things. And that's allowed. But you do just need to remember to put yourself on the list. If your favorite fruit in the world is kiwi, but nobody else will eat a kiwi, still order yourself some
Mhm.
kiwis. Like that's like self-care, like one little sliver of it. If you love getting to go to the grocery store by yourself versus bring all the kids, make arrangements that's the one thing you're not doing with the kids. It's
But
just
it
not
can
a thing.
also bleed into entrepreneurship without
Oh,
children as well.
yes.
For instance, here's an example. I don't like to work Saturdays and Sundays, nor do I like to work past like 3, 4 o'clock because now my kids are home from school and this is their time. And that's what I've decided for my life. And so when somebody is adamant that they need to meet with me on a Sunday at 6 p.m., I'm like, rather
No, I
than
know.
just say yes because it's a potential client or it's a current client, I need to check in with myself and be like, no, it's okay to have boundaries. And my boundaries are that I work Monday through Friday 8 or 7 or whatever your hours are, and say like, that actually doesn't work for me. And it's also okay if it does work for you every once in a while to be like, you know what, I'd love to get this off my list so that Monday morning it's not still looming. So it's just
Totally.
checking in with yourself to make sure that you're on the list, and it's not everybody else's wants, your clients, your family, your potential clients, your husband, whatever, the
Whatever.
kid sports team, checking in with yourself to be like, does this work for me? Am I okay with this? Or should I suggest something else? Or should I say no? And here's an
Mhm.
alternative. Put yourself on the list.
I agree. Yeah, my probably like final one I would say is similar to putting yourself on the list, but in a more specific area. And don't forget joy. We can really, really be like, okay, work matters. I want to make money. I want to have this freedom. I want this business to be a success. And we can spend evenings, weekends, exactly like you were saying, and flood our whole life with work and then jump the minute work happens. But what about joy? What about fun? What about new experiences? What about having some form of balance where you stop at supper time and eat dinner with, like for me, with my husband, with going on the trip and putting my laptop away for some of the days, like when you run your own business and there's nobody else to like fill in the gaps, sometimes you have to check your email. Sometimes you do have to write somebody back, but having boundaries on what that looks like and sticking with them and making sure you're actually happy with that, but always having a life outside of it too that brings you joy and is the reason to do it all.
And just doing things because you want to, because they make you
Yeah,
happy.
exactly. Exactly.
Like, going skiing because you feel like it one day.
Yeah.
Don't forget that, like, outside of your business and outside of your other hats that you may wear, whether that's like, motherhood or whatever, entrepreneur, small business owner, whatever other hats you wear, you're a human being at the end of the day. And
Exactly.
you should get to say, I'm just doing this because I feel like it, because I want to,
Totally.
because it brings me joy. I love walking in nature. I love going on a hike. I love
Hmm.
planning a
I
trip.
love
I
my
love
workout.
just
I
saying yes
love,
to new
yeah,
experiences. I want to go skydiving today. Like, you should get to just choose joy when you feel like it too,
I
because you
agree.
matter.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, I think that's it. I mean, that's you matter, and that's the whole reason we're here. So I think that's a
Exactly.
great way to end it.
And we want you to be rich girls. Let's do that.
Yeah,
That's
let's
that's
do
the
that.
mission, ladies. Let's jump in and make the money to have the life you want.
Absolutely. Until
Have a
next
great
time.
week.
Bye, guys.
We are so grateful you're here.
It would mean the world to us if you'll subscribe to our podcast and YouTube channel and leave us a review.
If you want to hear more from us, go to proofitspossible.com to join our mailing list and find our social links so you don't miss a thing.
Thanks, and chat next time.